Hey guys, this is Blake here. I'm going to be reviewing Wrath of the Titans. It is a sequel to the 2010 remake of Clash of the Titans. I did not think they really needed to make this sequel because when it came to the 2010 remake, people were split. It was either people thought it was really, really bad or it was really, really mediocre. And does that really call for a sequel? No. But they made one, so let's go ahead and review it. I was more in the camp of it's mediocre with the Clash of the Titans remake. I saw under the best possible circumstances. I had not seen the original film, so I had no real nostalgic ties to it, and I made sure to avoid the post-conversion 3D. In fact, I believe Clash of the Titans was the movie that began to ruin 3D as we know it. So I just thought it was a harmless but flat spectacle. When I saw it in theaters, I think I gave it a 2.5-star rating. I'd actually probably change that to a 2-star rating because I saw it again on DVD, and it was just really mediocre. I think it's technically well made, and I think the special effects are pretty good, but nothing really grabs you. And when I saw the original film afterwards, I think it's more uneven. I think there's a lot of problems I'd say are more pronounced than in the remake. For example, the love story is far lamer in the original film, which was in 1982. I don't really remember. It was in the 80s, I believe. I thought the pacing was kind of clunky because I didn't really care how they structured the script. But at the same time, the special effects were really cool. Even some are pretty dated. They were pretty interesting just to watch. And there was a lot of atmosphere in that movie. The Medusa scene is really effective because the set design, the lighting, it all creates a real, moody atmosphere, and I really like that kind of stuff. And the original is definitely better than the remake. But when it came to this sequel, I don't think this is as good as the original Clash of the Titans, but it's better than the remake. It's a little bit better than the remake, but I don't know if it's going to hold up well or not. Pretty much, there's no plot. It's structured in the exact same way that the 2010 remake was. If there's character development, and yes, I guess there is, it's kind of rushed and half-assed, and you're kind of wondering, what the hell? Where did this come from? And it does occasionally seem to break continuity with the previous film. For example, Hades is supposed to become more powerful with fear, but it doesn't seem like he becomes more powerful throughout the movie. In fact, it seems like he becomes weaker, so I don't know what they were doing there. But at the same time, this is one of those movies, and I guess you could say that I'm too lenient here. The entire purpose is just to showcase awesome effects, large-scale action sequences, and that's it. The script, the character development, whatever, they're just there to serve that. And that's usually why I let these spectacles off more than, let's say, with John Carter, because I think John Carter was trying to be much more than just your typical dumb spectacle, so I was much more harsher on it because I failed at being anything more. Whereas, although at least it did have some high moments. Whereas a movie like Wrath of the Titans, you know what you're getting into. And if you dislike this movie, knowing that, then it's your own downfall. But what did I like about it? For one, I thought the special effects were really good. The CGI, I always prefer practical effects over CGI, but the CGI looks about as good as I could expect CGI to look. I thought it was really well directed. The guy who directed it, I can't think of his name, but he did Battle Los Angeles, Darkness Falls, Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. I think he's a good director, but it seems like he can never make a really good movie. All of his movies seem to have some glaring fault, and it's usually with the script. Like Battle Los Angeles had no real characterization beyond its cliches, so that's really hurt him, and this isn't going to really help his career, at least critically, because the script is just as dumb as the last movie, but he did a good job framing the action scenes. I never felt the movie was too tightly edited. It all goes down really smoothly. I thought the action scenes were pretty inspired. What I like about them and the special effects is that it wasn't just you're watching CGI explosions and all that type of shit. You're watching, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It never really occurred to me that I was just watching CGI. When the Cyclops attack, it is a pretty intense and exciting scene. But it's still not on the level of the original 1980s film in terms of when it's right, but I thought this was much more engaging than the 2010 remake. And unfortunately, that's really all I have to say. Sam Worthington, I thought he was really boring in the last film. He's one of those guys, I used to think he was a really good actor, but it seemed like after Avatar, he just became really bland. I liked him in Rogue, I liked him in Terminator Salvation, but I even liked him in Avatar, but it seems like everything he's done since then, he's just really flat. No personality. He's going down the Channing Tatum way of acting. But here, he actually does showcase a little bit of personality. He was pretty fun to watch. And the acting by everybody else is fine. One thing I really did hate about this movie was the love story. It is easily, I think, one of the worst love stories I've ever seen in any kind of movie. Far worse than Twilight. Because at least with Twilight, it's trying to develop that love story. But this one, it's really awkward because in the last film, he had a choice between two women, the one he spent the most time with and Andromeda, I believe her name is, and she's the damsel in distress. He chooses, of course, the one he spent the most time with. The movie was about their relationship, whatever, blah, blah. It was not that great of a love story, but it was an acceptable one, even if it was kind of creepy because she was significantly older than he was. But in this one, that lady had died during childbirth. So his new love interest is, once again, Andromeda, whatever her name is. And she's played by a different actress, but I thought it was kind of weird because it's like, is this woman okay with being the second choice, the backup love interest? That just seemed really lame. And, love stories are hard to pull off in general, but I hate it when it just seems like, okay, we have to have a love story in here somewhere, so let's just throw this shit, even though it makes no sense whatsoever. But otherwise, the movie, as I said, just one big action scene after another. You're not really supposed to care about the characters or the plot, etc., etc. And if that intrigues you, go ahead and watch it. I have to be in the right mood for these types of movies, and I was in the right mood watching Wrath of the Titans. But once again, I don't know if it's going to hold up upon multiple viewings or not. So if you want to read my written review, check the link in my description. That's really all. Follow me on Twitter. Go to my website. Hopefully there'll be a new Critiquing the Critics episode out this week, and I'll see you guys later.